Missing girl is found inside of a car in the woods. Then cops see someone sleeping next to her. The Almighty has His ways to help us deal with our problems at the right time. Even in times when we think that what we're going through is too impossible to solve, He answers our prayers in mysterious ways. When a tragedy happened to a family from South Carolina, when a man broke into their home, brutally beaten a mother, and kidnapped a 4-year-old girl, nobody knew what to expect. On February 13th, a mother from South Carolina was not able to pick up her 2 daughters from school, and the administrators knew that something wasn't right. They immediately called the police, and the officers didn't waste time and directly visited the family's home. What they found was something they never expected. A man mysteriously broke into a John Island home and beaten the mother and leaving her in very bad state. The husband, who is a former firefighter, is in the Coast Guard and was out of town for training when the incident happened. What saddened everyone was that the man kidnapped the family's 4-year-old daughter, Heidi Renee Todd. The mom was rushed to the hospital where she'd need to undergo emergency surgery. A huge search was immediately started to look for Heidi and her kidnapper. The whole community joined forces and searched every area for any sign of little Heidi, but they found nothing. The very next day, and about 400 miles from John Island in Riverside, Alabama, 2 Norfolk Southern employees who were working on a railroad noticed a car that was parked just near the area they were working on. It was a strange sight because this place is already deep in the woods and too far away from any roads. The workers alerted the police about the suspicious vehicle. Rick Oliver, the Riverside police chief, approached the car carefully. He looked inside and saw a man sleeping next to a wide-awake little girl. He confronted the man, and the guy did not think twice and just handed the girl over and sped away with the vehicle. "I knew he was going to run. I just had that feeling," Oliver said. It was later on that day that the police officer figured out that the girl he saved was Heidi, the missing girl that everyone was looking for. They were able to catch and arrest the guy who'd taken Heidi just over the Mississippi line after a short car chase. He was identified as Thomas Lawton Evans, a 21-year-old who's a felon and was just released from prison earlier that month. The Riverside police are still trying to determine whether there's a connection between Evans and the Todd family or whether it was just a random attack. The family was just happy that Heidi's back home and she's safe with them from now on. According to the mayor of Charleston, Mayor John Tecklenburg, what could have been a day of real tragedy has turned out to be a day of great joy. According to a statement from Chief Rick Oliver, the moment when he safely returned Heidi to her family, it was the brightest of his 20-year law enforcement career. "This is a blessing. It has nothing to do with luck. The good Lord put me in that place," the officer said.